I thought travelling light would make things easier. I was wrong. I stood at the border of a new country, a fresh wave of excitement mixed with exhaustion washing over me. It had been a smooth flight, and here I was, breathing in the air of a place that felt both unfamiliar and promising. I had only one carry-on bag, one small, sleek, perfectly organised carry-on, holding nothing but the essentials: a change of clothing, a few toiletries, and my personal effects. I always packed light. It wasn't some romantic notion of efficiency or minimalist philosophy. It was practicality. Travelling with less always seemed sensible. My husband, Mark, had the bulk of the luggage: clothes, shoes, everything else. He was waiting for me in the arrivals hall, I assumed. As I made my way to the customs line, I kept my gaze low. Not because I was nervous, but because I liked to let my eyes take in a new place quietly, without unnecessary effort. That was when I heard the unmistakable sound of my name, clipped and harsh. "Ma'am?" I froze. My heart clenched, but I lifted my head slowly, meeting the stare of a customs officer. She was tall, angular, and looked like someone who had never doubted a decision in her life. Her hair was short, severe, and her uniform fit impeccably. "Ma'am?" she repeated, her voice colder this time. "Please step to the side." I swallowed hard, a quiet, sinking feeling beginning to grow in my chest. I knew the look. I'd seen it before. Cold certainty, rigid analysis, suspicion backed by procedure. "I'm sorry, is there a problem?" I asked, my voice steady but careful. "You're travelling alone with this?" She gestured at my carry-on with an inflexible gloved hand. I glanced at my bag, a simple black hardshell case with a sturdy zipper. It wasn't flashy, it wasn't overstuffed, and it certainly wasn't unusual. "Yes," I said, "I am." She frowned, looking at my ticket. 2 weeks. One small carry-on. That's suspicious." I tried to steady my breathing, but her words hung in the air, sharp and accusatory. "My husband is here," I said quickly, gesturing toward the arrival area. "He brought most of the luggage himself. He can verify everything." Her eyes narrowed. "And you didn't bring any of it?" I could feel the pulse in my throat. "No, he has the other things. He's very close. He can confirm." She stared at me for a moment, her head tilting slightly, like a bird assessing an odd shape on the ground. She didn't believe me. That much was clear. "Open the bag," she said, her voice absolute. I hesitated, briefly considering protesting, but I could already feel that this was going to escalate. She wasn't simply going to wave me through, and the interrogation was already starting. I nodded and began unzipping my bag with steady hands, trying to seem calm, neutral, cooperative. I watched as she pulled the first item out, a neatly folded sundress. It was nothing special, just a lightweight cotton dress, perfect for the heat of summer. "Clothes," she said, her tone flat. "Why just one change?" "Because I pack light. My husband has everything else." She didn't respond to my explanation. Instead, she pulled out my makeup bag and held it in her hand, inspecting it with careful deliberation. She unscrewed the cap of my foundation, examining it like it would contain the secrets of some international crime syndicate. "And this?" she said. "How many liquids are in here?" I tried not to show the frustration in my face. Makeup, cosmetics, toiletries, all permitted. "Permitted," she echoed, her voice flat, as though the word itself had lost all meaning. She set the makeup bag down and moved to my other items: my toothbrush, my change of socks, my deodorant, my spare pair of sunglasses. Each item felt more vulnerable as she removed it, as though I could feel the weight of her judgment with each piece she extracted from my bag. "Do you often travel with so few belongings?" she asked, pulling out another small bag of hand sanitizer. I took a breath. Stay calm. Do not escalate this. "Yes," I said, my voice carefully measured. "I have everything I need here. My husband has the rest." But this wasn't about reason. It wasn't about logic or explanation. This was a power play, or perhaps just the careful execution of protocols. And yet, every question felt both unnecessary and personal, like they were attempting to pry apart my life one object at a time. "Why aren't you married with your belongings?" she asked suddenly. I blinked. "I am married. My husband has them." Her response was to reach for my toiletries kit, opening it as though she expected to find something hidden in my makeup wipes or shampoo bottle. "You've got quite a minimalist approach here. One change of clothing, a few liquids. It seems too clean," she said, pulling out a small, clear plastic container. She held up my lip balm. She turned it over, examined it. Slowly, deliberately, she twisted off the cap, staring at the waxy substance inside as though she were expecting something else to be there. I said nothing. I didn't blink. She let the silence drag, then finally replaced the cap and sat it down with meticulous care. "Is it standard for you to trust anyone when packing for international travel?" I stared at her. "I trust my husband." The line of questioning went on. Every item she pulled from my bag felt as though it was being interrogated. Socks, toothpaste, my tiny jewelry case. The entire time, she peppered me with odd, circular questions. "Do you find it common to carry these liquids across borders? How can you trust your husband not to put anything in your bag?" Each question felt increasingly personal, and yet I could see that they were systematic. They were procedural. They were calculated. But none of that made them less invasive, less violating, or less absurd. I was growing angrier now, but I couldn't show it. The frustration was alive in the pit of my stomach. My mind raced. This wasn't just a simple inspection. This was a deliberate search, rooted in nothing but suspicion. "You've checked my bag," I said, finally. My voice was firm now, almost defiant, but I kept my expression neutral. "There's nothing here. Nothing." She didn't answer me. Silently, meticulously, she began putting everything back into my bag, one item at a time, not rushing, not acknowledging me. She zipped my bag shut, nodded once. All clear. Like it had never happened. Like it wouldn't happen again. But it would. To someone else. Over and over. Forever. You're already here. Might as well stay a little bit longer. There's another story waiting when you're ready.